There is a strange shift that happens when you stop wanting someone. You stop checking whether they replied. You stop analyzing their tone. You stop looking for signs that they still care. And sometimes, that is exactly when they become interested again. They message first. They become more attentive. They ask where you have been. They suddenly notice your absence. You might think they finally realized your value. But there is another possibility. They may not suddenly want you more. They may simply feel the loss of something they had become accustomed to receiving. Your attention, your availability, your validation. When you were constantly pursuing them, they knew exactly where they stood. There was no uncertainty. They knew you wanted them. Then you stopped. And suddenly, they have a question they did not have before. Do I still have them? That question can be far more psychologically powerful than your attention ever was. Because sometimes attraction does not intensify when you become more desirable. It intensifies when your availability becomes uncertain. When someone knows they can have your attention whenever they want it, that attention can become psychologically predictable. You message. They respond. You initiate. They accept. You keep the connection alive. Eventually, there is nothing left to wonder about. They already know you want them. But uncertainty changes attention. The moment your behavior becomes unpredictable, their mind has to start filling in the gaps. Why haven't they reached out? Are they losing interest? Did they meet someone else? Are they moving on? The person who once occupied a passive position suddenly becomes an object of curiosity. This is not proof that uncertainty creates genuine love. It simply explains why predictable attention can become less psychologically stimulating than attention that might disappear. The important shift is that you are no longer constantly reminding them that you want them. Now they have to think about whether you still do. And sometimes, the absence of an answer creates more mental activity than the answer ever did. There is a difference between never having something and believing you have it, then losing it. When someone has received your attention for months, they can begin treating it as part of their environment. Your messages are expected. Your affection is expected. Your availability is expected. They may never consciously think they possess you, but psychologically, they may become accustomed to having access to you. Then you withdraw. Suddenly, something familiar is gone. That can create a stronger reaction than simply never receiving it in the first place. They may begin replaying old interactions. They may wonder what changed. They may suddenly recognize how much attention you were giving them. But this is where people make a dangerous assumption. Someone noticing your absence does not automatically mean they have developed deeper feelings. They can miss what you provided without becoming capable of giving you what you needed. They can fear losing access without being ready for commitment. They can want you back without wanting to change. Loss can create urgency. It does not necessarily create compatibility. Sometimes what a person misses is not the relationship. It is who they felt like when they were around you. Your attention may have made them feel desirable, important, interesting, powerful. You laughed at what they said. You responded quickly. You admired them. You made them feel wanted. As long as you continued doing this, they receive confirmation without having to ask for it. Then the attention disappears, and something changes internally. The question becomes, why don't they seem impressed by me anymore? That can create a desire to restore the previous dynamic. They may flirt again. They may suddenly become affectionate. They may post things hoping you notice. They may find excuses to contact you. It can look like renewed attraction, but sometimes they are not pursuing intimacy. They are pursuing the feeling your attention gave them. This is why someone's renewed interest should not immediately be interpreted as emotional depth. Watch what they pursue. Do they want to understand you? Or do they simply want to feel wanted again? There is another reason stopping the chase can change everything. Your effort may have been hiding the truth. You initiated conversations. You repaired misunderstandings. You kept making plans. You tolerated periods of distance. You kept the relationship moving even when the other person contributed very little. As long as you continued doing this, you could never accurately measure their investment. Then you stop. No dramatic announcement. No punishment. You simply stop carrying what was never supposed to be yours alone. And suddenly, the relationship has to reveal its natural direction. If they care, they have an opportunity to move toward you. If they do nothing, you learn something. If the connection disappears completely, perhaps your effort was the connection. This is why withdrawal can be revealing. Not because it is a strategy for making someone chase, because it removes the artificial momentum you were creating. For the first time, you get to see what happens when you stop doing the work for both people. Constant pursuit creates a subtle psychological imbalance. The person doing the chasing is usually monitoring the other person's reactions. Did they respond? Did they seem interested? Are they pulling away? Should I message again? Should I give them more attention? The other person becomes the one being evaluated. You become the one waiting for a decision. Over time, this can make their approval feel more valuable than your own judgment. You stop asking whether they are right for you. You start asking how to become right for them. That is where attraction becomes psychologically dangerous. Because you are no longer choosing. You are auditioning. And when you stop chasing, the audition ends. You are no longer constantly demonstrating your interest. The other person is forced to reveal whether they have enough interest to act without being pursued. That is a much more useful piece of information than anything they say when you are doing all the work. There is a trap here. Once you discover that withdrawing attention can make someone pursue you, you may be tempted to use it deliberately. Take longer to respond. Disappear. Act indifferent. Make them jealous. Pretend you do not care. The problem is that this is not detachment. It is still dependence. You are simply trying to control their behavior instead of openly seeking their approval. Your emotional state still depends on what they do next. If they chase you, you feel powerful. If they don't, you feel rejected. Nothing fundamental has changed. You are still waiting for someone else's behavior to determine how valuable you feel. Real detachment is much less dramatic. You do not withdraw to make them miss you. You withdraw because you no longer want to participate in a dynamic that does not satisfy you. If they return, that is information. If they do not, that is also information. Neither outcome determines your value. This is where people often fall back into the same cycle. Someone becomes distant. You finally stop chasing. They come back. Suddenly, they are affectionate again. You feel relieved. You assume they finally understand what they lost. Then you give them access again. And slowly, the old behavior returns. The attention fades. The effort decreases. The uncertainty comes back. This creates a powerful cycle because the reunion feels unusually intense after separation. The relief itself can feel like love, but intensity is not evidence of change. If someone returns, watch what happens after the emotional moment passes. Do they become consistent? Do they communicate differently? Do they take responsibility? Do they actually invest? Or do they simply return long enough to confirm that they still have access to you? A return is an event. Change is a pattern, and patterns are far more difficult to fake. The deepest psychological change happens when the question changes. At first, you ask, how do I make them want me? Then, why don't they want me? Eventually, the healthier and far more powerful question becomes, do I actually want them? Now you are observing instead of performing. You notice how they communicate, how they handle conflict, whether their effort is consistent, whether their presence gives you stability or simply creates intensity. You are no longer trying to win their approval. You are evaluating whether their behavior deserves your investment. This is the point where their ability to manipulate your emotions begins to weaken. Because if their attention no longer determines your self-worth, their withdrawal loses much of its power. They can leave. They can return. They can choose you. They can reject you. But none of those outcomes answer the question of whether you are valuable. That question was never theirs to answer. There is an irony in human attraction. Sometimes the moment you stop trying to be chosen is the moment someone finally notices you. But by then, something inside you may have changed. You no longer need their attention to prove that you mattered. You no longer need their return to prove that they cared. You no longer need their desire to confirm your value. And that changes the entire dynamic. Because the person who needs to be chosen can be controlled by rejection. But the person who can walk away cannot be controlled in the same way. So if someone suddenly wants you after you stop wanting them, do not immediately ask, how do I get them back? Ask something colder. What exactly do they want back? You? Your attention? Your validation? Their sense of control? Or simply the certainty that you were still available? Because someone returning is not the final answer. Their behavior after returning is. And perhaps the most powerful thing you can do is not make someone afraid of losing you. It is becoming completely comfortable with the possibility that they might. That is the moment you stop chasing. And the moment you finally become capable of choosing.